English football has a contradiction at its very core, and the more you think about it, the more absurd it becomes. In most footballing nations, there is a clear through line and DNA, something recognizable that exists at every level of the pyramid. From the dirt pitches to the grand stadiums, you can see the same footballing philosophy expressed in different qualities. In Spain, the ball is sacred everywhere. In Germany, structure and intensity are non-negotiable. In Italy, tactical intelligence is drilled into you before flair is ever encouraged. But England doesn't have that. Instead, English football is split into two completely different sports that just happen to share the same name. At the bottom of the pyramid, Sunday league, lower leagues, park football. The game is raw, physical, unforgiving, and brutally honest. It teaches toughness. It teaches resilience. It teaches you that if you shy away from contact, you don't survive. Challenges are hard. Duels are personal. Fouls exist, but the game flows because everyone understands that football is a contact sport, and not every touch needs a whistle. If every slight nudge was penalized, the game would collapse into a stop-start farce. That version of football is fast, transitional, direct, and expressive in its own way. Moments matter. Individual brilliance matters. Someone beating a man, hitting a shot from nowhere, or dragging a team through sheer willpower is not discouraged. It's celebrated. You learn masculinity, not in some performative sense, but in the quiet stoicism of getting up, dusting yourself off, and carrying on without complaint. And then you turn on the Premier League, and it feels like a different universe. At the highest level of English football, the supposed pinnacle, physicality, is no longer foundational. It's cosmetic, marketed, branded. The Premier League loves to describe itself as the most intense and physical league in the world, yet what we increasingly see is the opposite. Minimal contact resulting in players collapsing theatrically, penalties awarded for touches that would get laughed off on a park pitch, grown men earning six figures a week rolling around as if they've been shot because a finger brushed their shoulder. This isn't intensity, it's fragility disguised as spectacle. What makes this contradiction even more jarring is that the Premier League doesn't just differ from lower league football, it actively undermines the values that English football historically claimed as its identity. Where lower leagues reward bravery, the top level rewards caution. Where Sunday league encourages expression through instinct, the Premier League suffocates it through instruction. Modern top-flight football in England is slow, possession-heavy, micromanaged to death. Players are no longer trusted to solve problems, they are expected to execute scripts. Managers obsess over spacing, automatisms, rest defense, and positional discipline to the point where deviation is treated as disobedience rather than creativity. This is why so many naturally creative players arrive full of personality and gradually become system-dependent shadows of themselves, not because they lack talent, but because talent is now something to be contained rather than unleashed. A risky dribble isn't encouraged, it's tolerated only if it fits the pattern. A moment of improvisation is praised only when it doesn't disrupt the structure. In lower league football, individuality survives because it has to. You don't have perfect spacing, you don't have rehearsed movements. You rely on instinct, courage, and spontaneity. In the Premier League, those same traits are treated as liabilities, and that's where the identity crisis truly lies. England produces footballers through a culture of physicality, grit, and emotional resilience, then asks them to abandon those traits at the elite level in favor of caution, compliance, and performative professionalism. The latter doesn't refine the same philosophy, it replaces it. So what exactly is English football now? Is it the raw, uncompromising game played every Sunday on battered pitches across the country? Or is it the sanitized, corporate, hyper-managed product sold to a global audience every weekend? Because right now, the answer is uncomfortably clear. The Premier League is no longer a natural extension of English football culture. It's a detached ecosystem, a global entertainment product that borrows the aesthetics of intensity while quietly erasing the values that once defined the game. And when the top of the pyramid no longer reflects the base, confusion becomes inevitable. Fans grow disillusioned, players become conflicted, and the sport loses its internal coherence. English football hasn't evolved in a straight line, it's fractured. And until the Premier League confronts the fact that it has drifted away from the very foundations it claims to represent, this identity crisis will only deepen, leaving a nation unsure whether the football it grew up playing is even the same sport it now watches.